Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Well, another day, a couple more dollars. I ain't really done a video on this, but so my birthday was the 27th of September. Ended up a couple days before my birthday, we bought this. So as some of you know, this is Nigel's old car. Ended up it's the one that we've built over the years over here at Brutal Speed and Tuning or whatnot. It was John's car. Nigel come along, partnered up with him, set the stop block record, raced it for a few years, ended up going through putting a aftermarket block 388 in it. Went LS, went from that to the LT. It's still the current record holder for the LT for as far as I know. So ended up, Nigel's wanting to build a new chassis. He's wanting to do some different stuff. I just so happened was in a situation financially where we could purchase this thing. You know, I painted this car on the channel a few years ago. Like, I've been with this car all along from almost the beginning. Like, I think the car had been 620s when I come along or whatnot, and John was just building a little street car out of it, and I go through and we all kind of raced together and partnered up and all that. Sorry, that was my mama calling. I had to go to the doctor today, so she's calling about that. But anyways, so I've been there all along with this car. We ended up slowly evolving it, and more of them spending the money and me just helping out, turning wrenches. But ended up, I think about 2 years ago, Nigel bought John out of the car. And Nigel's raced it last year. And like I said, he had some parts failure this coming year. He'll talk about, or he had some parts failure. He can talk about that in one of his videos when he wants to release it. So I went through and got talking to him another week, and I said, you know, he said, I'm gonna build me a new chassis. Why don't you go through and buy my chassis? He said, we'll put Ghost on top of it. I said, well, why don't you just sell me the car with the roof and quarters, and that way I can just get you some other roof and quarters and we can go from there. So that turned into me buying the front suspension, because he's doing strutted stuff on his car, so I bought the front suspension. Why I bought the front suspension? Might as well go ahead and get the wheels. So since I'm getting the wheels and I'm getting the quarter, I might as well get the doors and the front end, which is in the trailer. And since I'm gonna get the doors and front end, why not go ahead and buy the rear end? So I bought the rear end. I don't get the center section on the rear end housing. I gotta put my own gear and all in it. I don't get these rear shocks. He's keeping these rear shocks. And I don't get the wing and the trunk deck. Of course, he's keeping all the wiring out of it. He's keeping his Mark Mickey transmission and his shifter and his fuel tech and stuff. But I already got a fuel tech for Caden. So, a little dusty in here, but it is what it is. That's Caden's hot rod for next year. So ended up, yeah, go back towards Lincoln. So ended up, I bought the car.
At the next light, turn right.
As a roller. Like I said, without the third member, without the wing, without the trunk deck. He gave me a damn good price on it, honestly. He gave me that family discount. It was worth a whole lot more. And also, while I was at it, I said, well, the turbo kit's already fit for the LT motor. We can put some flanges on it and just change it up for the LS. So there's a lot of little stuff that
turn right onto
I'm gonna end up buying that I've not paid for, but we're just gonna make it work, and we're gonna go through and use it. So I had the motor from HED that I just turned around, the block that I just had O-ringed in the heads. But during the process of that, Nigel also had a Bill Mitchell product that was in the car. It was a 388. We went a 424 at 172 or 73 mile an hour with it. But we had an injector go bad. And
turn left onto South Carolina Avenue.
Let me turn the GPS off. Hold on a minute. Ain't many women get on my nerves, but that GPS woman gets on my nerves. Take it left, ain't it? But ended up, so We had a 388 in the car. We only had it in there. It was an aftermarket block deal. We had it in there for 5 or 6 passes. I think 6 passes is what we had in there. We went a 424 at like 172 or 73 from what my memory, I remember. So, but ended up we had an injector go bad on it, and it torched the head, and it got the block. And when it got the block, it got the stud. Well, the stud got stuck in the block, so I sent it to HED, or Nigel had me send it to HED. They tried to get the bolt out. They couldn't get it out. So we tried finding somebody, couldn't find nobody. So the other day I said, you know what? I'm gonna get this bolt out. So I started cutting and digging and cutting and digging and cutting and digging, and I finally got the bolt out of it. So we got to repair it. I've ordered the sleeve for the block. So we still got the pistons, we got the rod. We don't have the crank, but I have a aluminum rod crank that I already had that I got to send out and get balance for the pistons. Or for the new bigger pistons. So it's gonna be a 4125 bore on a 6125 piston with a 3.62 stroke in it. I got to say the AFR heads that was on the S10, the 238 cc's, that'll work real well with this combo. So basically what's gonna happen, we're gonna weld the block up, I'm gonna send it, get it decked, get it O-ringed, I'm gonna get the heads O-ringed. We're gonna put this 388 together, and we're gonna put the 388 in the red car with the 88 millimeter and the mechanical pump off the gray car in it. I'm gonna put the transmission converter out of it for now. And then once I figure out what I need to do for converter for power wise, we'll probably change it up. It'll be on methanol. But the goal is to get this thing done ASAP. So here in the next few weeks, I'm gonna get that 388 stuck together. We're gonna get it stuck down in the car, start mocking up for the turbo kit to modify it. We're gonna pull his wiring out, put my wire, put my Cadence harness and his ECU out. Oh, sorry, I'm rambling. I go on my ramble, so I get on a lot. But we're gonna go through and put Cadence fuel tech in the car and start getting all the little odds and ends that we need. I gotta get another air compressor for the boost controller solenoid. I gotta get a bunch of little stuff. I think I already have a shifter and all to go in the car, which I might put one in it that automatically shifts or whatever, that we can just wire up on a solenoid to shift or whatnot. Use an air compressor to shift it. I'll have to buy a new turbo for the gray car. I don't know what's gotten into me, sorry. I'm sucking at this YouTube stuff right now. I'm going to get a transmission converter for the gray car. I'm going to get an electric fuel pump for it. I'm going to put a fuel cell back in the back of it. I'm going to put like an S488 on it. I'm going to get it back with the radiator front, more street legal car with a tag on the back of it that we can maybe run some real street classes with or whatnot. So goal is not to take too much off the gray car that I can't replace what I need to replace. But the goal right now is to get the red car up and racing and winning races and paying for itself somewhat, or making a little bit of money back towards it while I go through and change some things up on the gray car. I'll have the gray car and the red car to race next year while we're working on the bus too, trying to get it done, because I'm getting super close on getting it done. We got little odds and ends here and there, but I'm gonna share some videos with you with the car and the build up and stuff over all the years, and y'all ride with me.
Stock block, small baby turbo, as he says. Yelling in the boosties. Terrell in it. Here comes Alexander. Get it. 106. Look at that thing as a missile. 429. 160.